This is the 2026 Mercedes Benz S580, and in today's Vehicle Visionary video, we're going to give you an in-depth tour and let you see why this is the best luxury sedan on the road today. When you take a look, you instantly know that it's a luxury vehicle just by the overall design here on the front end. Obviously, we're going to have full LED lighting, and something that's interesting right here, I'm going to let my cameraman come in and show you right here. It says multi-beam LED. So you know we have our multi-beam LED headlights. Those are going to be the low and the high beams. Our LED daytime running lights that integrate the LED turn signals right there. So you're going to have no trouble seeing it all. Nice and bright as far as after dark. We're going to have active air curtains right here. That's going to help out with your gas mileage because you do have a very thirsty V8 under the hood. And even this area right here that's going to bring that air through going into this area. As far as everything being active here, I like that. It still has a nice luxurious look to it. And nobody's going to question whether or not this is a Mercedes Benz. Let me come around to this side because you have the logo right here. And then you also have the hood ornament right here, something that we don't see on a lot of vehicles anymore. It's hard to believe that used to be on basically everything that was on the road. And those vehicles were even bigger than this Mercedes S Class. We work our way around, you're going to have your 20-inch wheels. These are going to be the multi-spoke AMG wheels. A lot of people might criticize having those wheels on something that's not really an AMG, but that's what's here. And then we're going to have our brake calipers painted in silver. I think that works really well with this obsidian black metallic exterior color. You can also see the Mercedes-Benz name down here. Hopefully you can see that from the angle where you're looking at right now. We'll bring that in a little bit closer for you to take a look. Now, as we work our way up to the side view mirrors, you'll notice they're already folded in. These are going to be power folding side view mirrors. You see the turn signal indicators built in right there. They're heated, they're power adjustable. They're also going to have blind spot monitoring built in. Now, here is your remote with lock, unlock. You can open and close your power trunk back there. And then you're also going to have this button right here. That's your panic button right there in case you're wondering. This button brings out your mechanical key. And if you're wondering, well, what do I need a mechanical key for? If the battery in the key fob dies or the vehicle itself, you're going to need that to get in right here. Now, that's not the only cool little thing that we have here. I can actually go like this and bring those deployable door handles back in. That's going to also happen when you go into drive and start to go down the road. Or if you want to, you can also swipe your hand across just like that. And we're going to have a nice combination with the brushed aluminum here on the doors. As far as our surround goes, there's actually chrome on the lower portion of the door sill area down there. Gives it that nice look. And as far as your sunroofs go, it's not a true panoramic sunroof. You actually have a front and a rear sunroof, but there are two kind of that split sunroof look. That's going to be here. Overall, very large doors. I like that they're as wide as they are. That's going to make it very easy to get in and out of the back seat area. We work our way around back here to the rear. Once again, full LED lighting with our tail lights. You're going to have that S580 logo prominently displayed. And while everything is the same color, it doesn't stand out as much, but you do have the spoiler built into the deck lid back here or the trunk, and your 4MATIC logo. It is all-wheel drive in addition to having that Airmatic air ride suspension. Under the hood, as I mentioned, plenty of power here. This is going to be the 4-liter twin-turbo V8. It is actually a mild hybrid system, putting out 496 horsepower and 516 pounds-feet of torque. Made it to a 9-speed automatic transmission. 0 to 60 is a little under 4 seconds flat. That's very impressive. Top speed is a governed, I said governed, 155 miles per hour. Now, how about your MPGs? Now, there's a couple of things I'm going to show you here because I know somebody's going to say in the comments, that's not a 2026, it was supposed to be redesigned. Not true. This is a 2026 S Class. And here are your MPGs, at least your potential. 17 city, 27 highway, 20 combined, and 5 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. And let's talk about our gas tank details. It is going to come in 20 gallons as far as its capacity goes. On a full tank of gas, you should be able to drive about 340 miles in the city. Out on the highway, that number is going to jump to 540. As far as gaining access to your cargo space, there's a few different ways you can do that. There's a button right under here there's a button in the interior, there's the button on the remote, or you can take the easiest way and just kick your foot under the bumper just like that. It's going to automatically open. That's going to reveal your 12.8 cubic feet of cargo space. Now, you do have some nice cargo area lighting. I like that that's illuminated as it is. And then over here, we're gonna have, let's see, 12-volt power outlet right there. A little bit of storage space on each side. Actually, that's kind of nice to have behind your fender wells. That's gonna be there. Now, there's not a spare tire here, just so you know. That's something you're going to have to be aware of in case you need to deal with that. There won't be a spare tire. And a couple of more interesting things here. Number one, we've got the light shining down right here into this area to kind of illuminate things. Also, the light here that is actually going to help people to see that this is open after dark. And we've got our button right here. And if you're wondering, what is that? That's in case somebody gets stuck in the trunk, they can actually push that button. It just pops the trunk open. Even if the battery were dead, they can still get out. We can also use the button right here to close and lock the trunk, or we can just hit that button right there just to close it. And back to the doors real quick, a couple of things I didn't mention earlier. Number one, all 4 doors are going to be soft close doors, so you can see that doing its thing right there. And right here, the Mercedes Benz name, in case you forget what kind of vehicle it is, on the door handles. Let's talk about what your backseat passengers are going to find, because there is a lot, although there is one interesting thing that is missing back here. First of all, we've got our split sunroof with the rear sunroof and the front, and we can actually close this area back here. You're going to have power shades for both the front and rear sunroof areas. And we'll go to the door panel over there and take a look. First of all, you're going to see the nice bright ambient lighting, seat adjustments with seat memory, and heated and ventilated seats. All of that's going to be here. You've got the privacy shade, you've got the nice large armrest, and the large door bin. You can also take advantage right here, I'm going to show you real quick, of the power shade that can be drawn up just like that. And what's interesting, I hope you can see it, there's also one back here on this window, just like there is on the larger window. And if you want to lower these windows, all you have to do is drop the shade, and then I know a lot of people like to know how far these windows open, and then you can drop the window, you can open that up, you can see that it does open all the way. Now, we're gonna go ahead and hop on inside. We have a ton of room in here as far as the space goes. No shortage of space. We're gonna have the rear seat pockets on the back of the seats right here, and you can see that we have air conditioning vents with our door pillars right there, and then also again on the rear of the center console, and then your connectivity is hidden away right there, but it is here with the USB ports. Now let me get right here and I can show you what else we have. We're going to have our fold down center console. We're going to have this area right here that has a reasonable amount of space, and if you don't have enough USB ports, guess what? There's 2 more right here. So no shortage of USB ports where that is concerned. We can also gain access to this area. Not that you really need too much out of that, but if this area was open, you could use that as a pass-through, whatever the situation is there. That's nice to have. A little bit of storage space right here, and if you're wondering about the cup holders, there they are, just neatly concealed away. I do like that because you can still use this area as an armrest no matter what. And the pillows right here, if you've never had the chance to feel those, they are ultra cushy, very comfortable. And how about that all-important sticker price? $147,065. If you need the $5 to get over the hump, let me know. I promise I'll give it to you. If I can't, my cameraman will give it to you because he's making a lot of money for me. Let's see what else you get for the price. Here we go with our upper console. Now here's the area where you actually control that power shade I was telling you about as far as our sunroof right here goes. So you can see that going up. We're not going to go all the way with that, but you can do that. You can also open that area up if you want to. Just so you can see real quick, I'm just going to show you real fast. That does open just like that. So there you go. That's opening it up. And then we'll go ahead and close that back down and get the shade back in place and continue looking here at our upper console. And you can see all your controls here for your lights. Those lights are nice and bright. They may not look like it, but they really are. And then we're going to have our auto dimming rear view mirror. And we'll work our way down to the dash area here. The design is very nice as far as what we have going across, not only with the overall design itself, that bright ambient lighting that you can control, and your air conditioning vents. And I want to show you something very interesting here about the air conditioning vents real fast. If you're wondering what is this, it's the same thing as having that little dial that you use to open or close the vents, so you control how much fan speed is coming through there, and you can adjust it just like that, or how much air, I should say, is coming through. So that's how that's going to work on all of these air conditioning vents, in case you were curious. Now, I kind of threw my cameraman off there. Now we're going to the glove box right there. Quite a bit of space in there, kind of a larger glove box. And let's open that one more time. I do want to point out one thing. If you're wondering what this is, that's where your fragrance goes. And you can obviously choose from different fragrances to determine how the interior smells. Once again, we're going to have our controls on the door panel for the seat controls. You're going to have your seat memory, heated and ventilated seats for the driver and the passenger seats. A lot going on there. Plenty of room with the armrest and the door bin. You can see one of the multiple Burmeister speakers for this high-end stereo in here that we're going to give you a sampling of in just a little bit. Now, here's something interesting. Here's your power parking brake, and here are all of your controls for your lights. You can obviously leave that on auto if you want to, whatever you want to do with that, but that's how that works. And once again, you'll notice the control right here for your seat controls is in the shape of the seat. This is where you're going to adjust your seating as far as the position goes on the cushion, and then the backrest, all that kind of stuff is there. And we can also come right here if you need to. You can push that button right there. That's going to fold in these power folding side view mirrors. You can adjust whichever mirror you want to on the driver or passenger side, which is going to be done right here. And then all of our controls for our windows, one touch down, one touch up at all four doors, and you can lock and unlock what you need to with the windows. All of that's there. Pretty nice setup. Right down there is the control for opening and closing the power trunk. And right here you can adjust everything with your power adjustable steering wheel. Now, everything for your controls right here, you can see everything we have going on for each side of the steering wheel, and you can actually control what's going on with the center screen from the right side of the steering wheel or the driver's display. And if I push home right here, that brings up our different options as far as how that can look, depending on how you want things to look or the information you want displayed, all the way to your built-in navigation. That can be right in front of you. If you want to take advantage of that, we can come back out of that, and there's quite a few things you can do here. I'm not going to go through everything, but just so you can see a little bit of it. Shifter paddles on the back of the steering wheel for gearing down and gearing up through your 9-speed automatic transmission. Speaking of the transmission, here is your shifter, and then over here on the left-hand side, you control your windshield wipers here and your turn signals right there. Now, we're also going to have the button to start and stop the engine and the auto stop start. You can turn that on or off depending on what you want to do. Let's talk about the center screen. You're going to have the MBUX here where you can talk to Mercedes and give all kinds of commands and ask all kinds of questions, even adjust the air conditioning or the ambient lighting or whatever it is you want to do. We're going to go on in here, and here's everything available. I like that you don't have to scroll through anything. You don't have to go back and forth like this. You just have everything here, and when you do select something, you can just hit home one more time, and there we go. Now, your apps. Here's what we're going to have. You're going to have all the different apps here, including the built-in dash cam that you can actually get on any Mercedes-Benz model, whether it's the lowest model or the highest model. All of that is available. We can hit the back button to come back right here. We can go to our settings just to show you quickly what is here as far as your assistance goes. You're going to have a lot going on here. Easy to deal with, however. Easy to get to. You can turn things on and off. You can come into your settings right here. We can go to early, medium, or late. It just depends on what you want to do, but you can come in and do all of that. With vehicle, we're going to have quite a few different options as well. Depending on what you need to do, you even have your car wash mode right there. You can take advantage of the toll system if you deal with toll roads on a regular basis. And your lighting. Here is everything we have where that is concerned. Dynamic low beams, daytime running lights. If you want that on or off, it doesn't matter. You can choose. And your ambient lighting. Here is where we control that. We're going to go to manage settings. And what's nice here is that you have up to 64 different colors. You can see right there, the 64, and we can just adjust that. I don't know how well all the colors will show up. Some show up better than others. Let's just see what we can do for you real quick here. The blue tends to show up the best, just so you can see how bright it is, but you can see some of the other color options here. We'll get down into some of these darker colors that will definitely show up better, but they definitely show up better in this area as well. But you can see where some of that is located and how that works. You can also come in and adjust the brightness. So if it's too bright, if it's not bright enough, here's where you're going to do that. You can adjust it here. You can link your zones if you want to, or you can unlink the zones, and then you can individually set things how you want. As far as that goes, we can go right here to effects and make changes where that's concerned. Now there's one more thing that I want to show you real quick as far as your colors go. We have monochrome, we have multicolor right here. So depending on what you want, you can actually have these multiple colors all over the place and have that fade effect from one color to another. Depending on what you want to see, you can see it really well right down here under the air conditioning vents and across the dash area. And I'll just change that a couple of times as we look. Now that shows up really well. Nice bright color right there. But you can see how that works. I think you get the idea as far as that goes. Now, we're going to come back here one more time. You can go to comfort if you want to right there and get out of this setting. Go to your massage seats. That's nice to have. You have your different types of massage. If you want to take advantage of that, that's nice to have. Pair your phone, choose what you're listening to here. Info is really cool because it provides a lot of great information with great graphics. I like that. You've got your consumption. You also have vehicle. If I hit the gas pedal or the brake pedal, you can see the percentage of which I am doing that. We can also go to engine right here. And once again, you're going to see. You can't really hear it very well, but you can sure see it as I am pushing on that gas pedal and let you see what happens when we do that. And also devices will be right here. Nothing really to show you where that's concerned, but just so you know, I'm going to do this. Hey Mercedes.
Hello, I'm Mercedes, your voice assistant. Would you like to know more about what I can do for you?
No, but you can ask all kinds of questions depending on what you need to do. We're going to get rid of that and turn that off. There we go. So basically you just use that to take advantage of things. Okay, Mercedes, you're welcome to be quiet. Just like that. Ask questions, get directions, whatever you need to do. We're going to go ahead and come right here. The wireless charging pad is right up here where my hand is. USB ports, cup holders are going to be right here, being used as a sunglass holder right now just because my sunglasses are in there. And then we've got our Bombay doors with the center console, a couple of USB ports there as well. That's definitely something you have no shortage of, are USB ports within the interior, and you can use this area as an armrest. And here is that quick sampling of the Burmeister audio that I promised you earlier. And we'll try not to go too long with that, but I can tell you, it sounds fantastic here in person. I hope it sounds just as good for you watching on the internet. All right, here we go on the test drive. And you wouldn't think of something like this as having a bunch of power and setting you back in the seat, but now we got to slow down. That thing definitely does the job. The engine under the hood does the job and gets it down the road. Get pressed back in the seat a little bit, might surprise your passengers, and have a little bit of fun moving around slower moving vehicles or whatever the situation is. In a way, a little bit of a sleeper, I would say. Fun to drive, very comfortable, that's going to go without saying. In the front seat and the back seat, tons of room and a lot of adjustability here in the driver's seat area between the seat and the steering wheel. Everything is easy to get to. You have the great endless voice commands with the MBUX and all of those great things. It's just such a fun vehicle to drive and definitely going to have great steering. You actually have 4.5 degrees of rear steering. So this is not just going to turn the front tires, it actually is four-wheel steering. And so you're going to be able to take a nice tight turn, which is what we're about to do right here. And we'll make our quick U-turn right here. Very tight turning radius, which is no surprise. Overall, everything is here. All the luxury, all of the great features. You've got all your great safety features, such as your lane keeping assist and all that good stuff that's going to help you out. The blind spot monitoring built into your side view mirrors. It is a fairly long car, so it's nice to have those things. And one thing I did not show you earlier are all of the different camera views that you also have here. So quite a bit going on, so much that I can't remember to show you everything, single little thing, but also at the same time, it would make the video so long if we showed you all the details, you may not watch the whole thing. And like I said, there are cameras here. I'll just show you real fast what we have. There are a lot of different views depending on what you want to see as far as the different options go. Right here, we can come and see the rear view, the side view, come back here and go to our front view. So you can see the cameras. Like I said, they're here. I just forgot to mention them when I normally would. And there it is, the 2026 Mercedes Benz S580, the best luxury sedan on the road today. Tell me what you think down in the comments section. I'm curious to receive your feedback. I would like to say a special thanks to our friends at Mercedes Benz of Shreveport for loaning us this S580 for the day so we could tell you all about it. And a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give us the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. That's helpful and greatly appreciated. Make sure to subscribe and share this video on your timelines on social media so other people can see it. And if you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and we'll see you there.